Okay, so I think Meghan should also get her own tiara, her own head pieces for the coronation. I don't think she should get into any squabbles with Queen this tiara and Queen that tiara. So depending on the dress that she wears, and I know it's going to be stunning, here are some tiara ideas or some head, what would you call it? Some head garlands or whatever. I mean, God forbid. I don't even know what you call it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is something you'd wear over your head, like, wedding party, whatever. But depending on the dress, the more simple the dress, the better. She could wear something like this, playful, but the dress has to be very youthful, very innocent, and oh, let's look at this. This is very sweet, very elegant. I'm not getting the sense that Meghan is huge into pearls. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like she is huge into pearls. But this is a very nice tiara, nevertheless. And I'm sure that Queen Elizabeth has something similar in her collection. In fact, I think might be inspired by Queen Elizabeth. Wait a minute. Let's see what's this here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so she could get in some trouble with something like this, but again, stop asking permission and just do it, right? Just do it. Here's Princess Diana. What a stunningly beautiful woman. Maybe she was too beautiful for King Charles. And here's Queen Elizabeth in the same tiara. So, yeah, if Meghan wears that pearl tiara and it's her own tiara, it could still really drive the press absolutely bonkers. I mean, they will literally go into labor, even if they're male. You know what I mean? Maybe especially if they're male. Um, because they would just be like, oh my God, she had the audacity to put this on her head and we didn't give her permission to do it, you know? But so, maybe I would say this would not be the tiara to wear, but I think Meghan should, again, have her own collection of tiaras, and they can be authentic or they can be costume. Um, you know, I think it's her right. A lot of girls, even teenagers, have tiaras these days. I mean, and diadems. Um, it's not a big deal, right? They're making it a big deal and talking about, oh, she's begging for a tiara. I mean, it's just completely insane. These people. I would just wear it just to get them just crazy. You know what I mean? Well, maybe that's not very nice. We shouldn't want to drive anybody crazy. Okay, I take that back. But I think she should start to put together her own collection of tiaras, which she passes down to Princess Lilibet Diana. And one at a time, one tiara every year or so to her collection. And hopefully her husband can, buy them for her. Because it's sort of nicer when you get them from your husband, right? And yeah, voila. Look at this. It's like, oh my God. Right? It's like, oh my gosh. It's not even as dramatic as it looks when it's not on. She could definitely get away with wearing something like this, I think. Her own tiara. Something like this is very, very elegant, very regal, and yeah, I mean, she needs again to put together her own tiara, her own collection of tiaras. I mean, she may not have. I don't see in the near future any reason to wear tiaras to events with the royal family, but she can have her own collection of tiaras. Depending on her dress, she could wear a black tiara, depending on what she's wearing. I mean, they could read into that quite a bit, but because I don't really see people in the royal family wearing black tiaras very often, but it is a Swarovski tiara for weddings, for brides. And depending on the dress she chooses, this could be pretty dramatic. Something like this would look nice with a baby blue dress that is very whimsical. And yeah, Harry can buy her something real. But the thing is that they don't have enough time to make tiaras. I mean, they have 2 months, but she needs to have her own tiaras given to her by her husband, I think, and forget about these, royal tiaras. And she doesn't need their permission to wear a tiara, right? They make such a big deal about these tiaras. Like, oh, she's begging for a tiara. I mean, please. Tiaras are worn by ordinary women all the time to weddings, to elegant events, and why does Meghan need permission to wear a tiara? Look at this. She could do something like this also. Very pretty, very easily. She could pull something like this off for her hair instead of her tiara. This is another look for her. It's very dark, isn't it? For her hair, instead of a tiara, you do something like this, right? Here's a crystal tiara. So something crystal might be nice. Very lots of light, very glittery. But it would have to obviously correspond to her dress, right? So yeah, it depends on the dress. But I think this is very innocent and very pretty.